for the session, and why not simply digital marketing or something like that. So the reason I have made this title, that is Tranquil Pillars of Digital Marketing in the Turbulent Time, is because the time, maybe, we are, let's say, having economic downturn. We may be having a boom phase. We may be having a good business, bad business, uh, good policies, not good policies, whatever may be the situation. These pillars that I'm going to share today of digital marketing are going to remain the same. And especially they are much more important in turbulent time, as I have been mentioning, that we'll have to adapt ourselves, our businesses, our products, our services to these changing times. And that is why I have called it Tranquil Pillars of Digital Marketing. Why we are calling it as a turbulent time uh, is the number one reason is economic downturn. And it's not only that has happened in last 1 month, but if you observe for over 6 months period or more than that, we have been facing a lot of challenges in terms of growing our economy. And there were a lot of measures also taken by the government to basically understand and incorporate or adapt to the changing times, and lot of announcements and initiatives were made. uh, just before this pandemic, actually, I had seen that automobile sales had picked up, and I was thinking that we are actually, recovering from a little bit of economic bump. And then this pandemic happened. So what basically, we have seen is just an introduction of the economic situation that we may face in future. So the current happenings are going to have, let's say, 3 to 6 months impact on the industry as such. Although this will vary based on your product, service, whether are dealing within India, outside India, and so on. So what basically is happening is there are a lot of economic changes, and not only in India, but across the world, because we are into lockdown condition across the world. So we don't have a situation where, in some countries we are having, let's say, good economic conditions, and some countries the economic condition needs to be improved. There is nothing like that. Across the world there is a challenge, and that is why I'm calling it as a turbulent time. Another aspect is, the economic downturn. In addition to creating economic situation, it also creating lot many unforeseen challenges that we had not seen before. So WFH was not the very well known terminology some time back, but today if I tell you WFH, almost everybody understand it's work from home. Many organizations, I believe, have not prepared for such a situation of pandemic, and especially the work from home. I have been working from home for more than 11 years, so I am quite comfortable with it. But especially in large organizations, not only it's a matter of comfort, but it's matter of the infrastructure. It is matter of the hardware and software being used, and so many other things. So these are completely unforeseen challenges. This is just one challenge, and there are n number of other challenges. Those are happening with us. And the third aspect is dark future. What I mean by dark future is that not impossible. impossibly dark future, but at least the kind of visibility that we have now in terms of next 3 to 6 months, we are definitely going to face a challenging time. And how much challenging will vary based on, again, the industry sector you are working with, the whether you are dealing with product, whether you are dealing with service, and so on. So, just to give you an example, recently when I had visited Tokyo, and there I had visited one science museum, Mirai Kan, and the first artifact that they had demonstrated initially was how pandemic can trigger challenges, and what kind of action needs to be taken after the pandemic. So this may be because the country, that country is facing earthquake and many other major challenges continuously. And I was still thinking, why that artifact was demonstrated and not any other. But today I can correlate with the situation that is there across the world, and how we have to imagine the future scenarios and prepare ourselves today. So, I have been telling a lot of my clients about using a lot of digital mediums and be part and parcel of the digital economy. Uh, Many of them were not listening, but today they are forced to adopt digital tools and technologies. If you'll observe the chain of the things that have happened in last 5 6 years, especially in India, we had a demonetization. We had a Digital India initiative. After that, you would have observed that many small businesses, and for that matter, some big businesses also, who may not be accepting a lot of digital transactions, have started or accepting digital transactions, and they were becoming part and parcel of the digital economy. Now, I'm talking about digital economy in digital marketing session, is that unless and until we appreciate the bigger changes, we cannot pinpoint to the specific function. So, if you just look at this table that have referred from article on Forbes about COVID-19, the digital economy change agent, the author has specifically described just five sectors and what is the impact that it had. So, in education, online versus traditional classroom is is a debate for a long time. Today, that is not a debate anymore. That is the reality, because you must have observed, especially around a time when uh, the lockdown was announced in India, or was about to announce in India. You must have seen full page advertisement in newspapers, especially from companies in education technology sector, and they were actually advertising about their online courses and things like that. Uh, then you must have observed that uh, in addition to that, there are a lot of platforms. Say, for example, the webinar that we are doing right now uh, is just an example of online learning, which we may have preferred let's say, do it at the chamber itself instead of doing it online. But now we are forced, so we are accepting the digital platform for the session. In terms of work, distributed and in office is again distributed versus in office. So when you're working in office, your team is together, your infrastructure is there, the security is there, everything is there. When you are distributed like the way we are right now, your entire office is distributed, because everybody, including, let's say, your CEO or your board of directors, they are working from home. Since this is a new way, we take some time to adopt to this change, and that is
आज
where the
सगळं तिला
facility
जॉईन केला का
and that is
काय
where
बोल
the
म्हणायला मला तिथे
all the participants, I'm requesting you to
काय दिसेल तुम्हाला
switch off the audio,
दिसेल ना जॉईन केलं
mute your audio. So the distributed and in office is the new environment for us. Again, in terms of shopping, some of you may have read a news item that e-commerce companies are planning big sales in the month of May, and reason is pretty simple, that their business definitely must have been heavily affected due to the lockdown, and they want to cover up the let's say losses. So at the same time, you must have also observed a reverse trend where organized retail was taking over the kirana shops or mom and pop shops, that grocery stores that we have in our vicinity. They are today the prime suppliers of the basic food grains to us, and not any online retailer as such. So this has actually reversed the pyramid also. In terms of facilities and logistics, again, there is a lot of challenge. In terms of entertainment, all this entertainment streaming apps and services must have seen a lot of pickup after the lockdown, where they must have added new users. Just to give you an example, recently I saw some Marathi web series which were initially available on particular platform only, are now picked up by a very popular TV channel, and they'll be showing that those web series on TV. This is also something different that has not been, at least I have not seen that happening, that web series picked up for television shows as such. So this is also something new in terms of entertainment. Uh, in terms of healthcare, telemedicine versus traditional medicine, many of you must be interacting now with your doctors, especially family doctors and all, on WhatsApp, because you cannot physically go to the doctor right now unless it's an emergency. So telemedicine also has been in discussion for more than 25 years now. But today, thanks to the technology and digital mediums, we are taking it to the new level. So you will observe that the economic downturn has forced us, or those of us who were not part of digital economy, to be part of the digital economy. We are tracking or we are facing the unforeseen challenges, and we are trying to address the dark future. So if you look at this cartoon from Marketunist, the boss is asking about what's the big idea, big campaign idea, and the subordinate says we are going digital, and talking about being on Facebook, YouTube, mobile app, Pinterest, this, that. And then boss asks, what are we going to do in all those channels? And the subordinate tells, I don't know, we'll have to figure it out later. And many were into this mode for years. So somebody told them to have a website, they had a website. Somebody told them to be on social media, on social media. Somebody told them to get a mobile app, mobile app. Very few companies have specific predefined digital marketing strategies as such, and majority of them try to mimic their competitors, try to just listen to some advice which is not customized to their situation. And this situation has been for a long time, and this situation is there today also. So what is the challenge is to understand what works for you, and something work for your competitor may not necessarily work for you. That is the beauty of digital medium, that you always have to do the trial and error, and without trial and error you will not understand what works. So that is why we'll be focusing on three specific digital marketing pillars. So the first pillar is about understanding the audience. Everything that we do, especially in terms of digital efforts, or majority of us initially do, is what we would like to do. Like in that cartoon show here, the subordinate talks about being available on platforms and this and that. But very few companies take an efforts to understand what their audience is available on what platforms. So let's say somebody says that you have to be on Instagram, but is your audience on Instagram? Somebody says that you have to be on LinkedIn. Is your audience on LinkedIn? Somebody says that you have to have a mobile app, but is your audience app mobile app friendly? So these are all the different parameters that we have to think about in terms of our audience. So in terms of so many different parameters, we'll discuss more in details. Another important pillar is about identifying your objective. What exactly you want to achieve in terms of digital marketing? Do you want to just have the visibility? Uh, do you want to keep in touch with your customers and prospective customers? Do you want to educate your customers and prospective customers? So many start their journey on a digital roadmap, especially in terms of marketing. Earlier, we used to have hard copy brochures. Later on, they created digital brochures. Later on, they created websites, which are nothing but your online brochures. And many forgot that website is an interactive medium, and without interactivity it will be just a digital brochure, and many websites today are nothing but digital brochures. There isn't much of interactivity available. So I'm just giving you some examples of objectives. You will have to choose what objectives that you want to achieve. Many look at digital marketing as a means of digital sales, immediate sale. So digital marketing is, at 35,000 square feet above sea level, which is like a aeroplane view. Your sales is basically either like a helicopter view or a foot soldier view when you are actually in your market. So when you look at your market from 35,000 feet above sea level, like a aeroplane view, that is from where you have to think about your digital marketing. And once you come at the lower level or close to the market, that is when you have to start about focusing on sales as such. So somebody had rightly said that marketing is invoice and sales, sorry, marketing is an idea and sales is an invoice. So you have to start with the idea, what to do, and end with the sales. And the third pillar that we'll be discussing today is learning armada of powerful powerful digital marketing tools. There are a number of tools available. I'm just going to share few tools with you, but I know there are few thousand good tools available out there, and I'm just going to share some specific tools with you so that you can take your efforts to the next level. So I just want to talk a little bit about identifying your objective in terms of digital marketing. So if you look at the table, uh, it has two columns: digital marketing offerings and digital marketing objective. Typically, you will buy the offering. Uh, and if you have identified the objective and then you are buying the offerings, nothing like it. But now I'll try to match each of the offering with the digital marketing objective. So when you say that you need to have a website, you want to establish your official digital presence. When you are saying that you want search engine optimization, you want to increase your digital visibility. When you are saying that you want to provide good content, you are nothing but educating your customers or prospective customers. And when you are saying that you want to have an email system, email marketing system, you are saying that I want to have a direct one-to-one reach with my customer or my prospective customers. If you just look at the example of MCCI, since we are on the platform because of MCCI doing this webinar, if you look at MCCI's website today, it is really brilliant website where they have actually gone beyond just establishing digital presence because it is highly interactive. So if you look at it, the initial sessions that upcoming sessions that Roshni had shared, those session details are already available on the MCCI's website. You can go there, go to the links and register yourself. If you look at in terms of the search, the third box on the right hand side of the screen, if you just Google for industry associations in Pune, typically the MCCI website will come on the first page. That means that MCCI has taken a lot of efforts in doing search engine optimization. The middle box on the screen, right hand side, is the email that I got after registering for this webinar. No, sorry, this was the announcement of this session. So I also got a direct email. That means MCCI is very well using its email marketing system also. So I have just given you example of 5 offerings and 5 objectives. There are a few hundred other things that you can do in digital marketing. And digital marketing is not limited by website, SEO, social media, this, that. So somebody was asking me how you can do digital marketing in rural area. So what you can do is you can simply, hire a tempo, put your smart TV on that tempo, put a power generator, put your advertisement or whatever you want to share with the villagers, go to their weekly market and put up your stall or something and parallelly do your digital promotion also. So we are just limited by our imaginations, and digital marketing is by no way restricted to website, search engine optimization, social media, emails and all. It is all depending on what your audience is using. So in terms of understanding your audience, generally speaking, we can bifurcate your audience in 4 components: your existing customers, your business network, prospective customers, and your personal network. Now, again, this will vary based on whether you are doing business to business or whether you are doing business to customer, what kind of a business you are into. So let's say if you are into B2C, business to customer, consumer, as such, then your audience is very vast. So I've given one example on the right hand side of the screen. I got a mail yesterday from Lenovo saying that fixing your laptop is our responsibility, and I just need to call them. And they are not only providing help for Lenovo laptops, but they are also providing help for laptops of all other brands. So I thought that this was a very good initiative, especially in this challenging time for everybody, and they are going to help for other brands also. It's a good sign, and where they have adopted to this changing time, understood their audience, understood their requirements, and so on. Your business network. So business network also plays a critical role. So whenever, let's say, you are posting something on social media, your network is going to pick it up very quickly, whether they may not be subscribed to your mailing list, but let's say if they have liked their Facebook page, they will get the update. Your prospective customers, uh, having a lot of prospective customers is very important from not only marketing but sales point of view also. Many organizations I have seen that they will focus on marketing only when their sales are down. Once their sales are up, their bandwidth is full, they will forget marketing and they will forget doing prospecting. So whenever uh, to all the audience, my request is to mute your uh, audio, please. Okay, so whenever the companies are in trouble in terms of sales, they will put the efforts for marketing and will expect immediate results. That is not going to work. So you have to work it on a long-term level. Especially in terms of personal network, also I get a lot of time question from those working in business to business kind of a scenario, that why my personal network is necessary. But in many companies you can get entry with the help of your personal network. So by default, these are your four components of there will be a number of parameters to define so, but this is just a beginning. Now I have shared this example of a newspaper ad. Now you will say that why you are sharing newspaper ad example in digital marketing. But you can see that how this robotics company has adopted the current situation and has created some kind of a online home camp, and you can buy or subscribe to their robotics or app building courseware, which all this you can do digitally, and then participate in their camp and things like that. So this is another way of companies adopting to the changing scenario. Now I'm going to share some tools with you. So the basic three pillars that I wanted to share, the tranquil pillars of digital marketing, I've already shared just now. It's an introduction as such. Now I'm going to also quickly share some tools with you. So the first tool that I'm sharing is called as Website Grader. Majority of the tools that I'm sharing are available for free, or some of them are available on freemium model, that is initially free, later on you have to pay for it. So Website Grader is a good example of a tool wherein you can just put the website, your website URL, your email ID, and once you submit it, it will just analyze your website in few seconds and you will get the results. So the kind of results that you will get, I have given an example. So it will analyze your website in four components in terms of performance, mobile, search engine optimization, security, and also it will give you a lot many other parameters, in terms of responsiveness, page speed, page size, and request, and so many other things. Some of you may not be technically conversant, but let's say you have a digital marketing agency who is managing your website and other things. You can simply share these results with your agency and then ask them to rectify the whatever areas of improvements that you will see. Again, this is a very popular tool, Google Analytics. Those who are not aware, Google Analytics is basically a tool which is made available by Google for free, which visits to your websites. So these are all, this analysis is entirely anonymous. You will not know the exact person you are visiting, but let's look at the example over here. I can find out that how many new visitors or recurring visitors I have to my website in that particular time period, from which country people are visiting my website, on which phone brand specifically, and not only brands but the models people are using to visit my website. What are the top pages the visitors are visiting? I can also go check real-time visits. So I can actually go to my analytics, Google Analytics right now, and also check how many users are there on my website right now as such. Then what is the benefit of knowing all this is basically you can accommodate your website efforts, your digital efforts. So let's say currently it is showing that majority of visitors to my websites are from India, US, and Belgium. So if I observe that my target market is not Belgium and still I have a visit, I can just ignore this data for a time being because there was just one user from Belgium. And let's say if my focus or target markets are India and US, then I am on the right path. In terms of the pages, so if you look at the left side corner in bottom, uh, it shows the number of pages visited how many times and things like that. So my most important page is not visited many times by the website visitor. That means that I need to make some changes. Just a small announcements. Now it's 11:30 and you can start posting your questions in the chat box. I'm going to finish my talk at 11:45 and I'll be answering your questions between 11:45 to 12 o'clock. Now, I'm going to share lot many tools with you. Just a quick overview. MailChimp is a very popular email marketing system. So when I mentioned that using an email marketing system is essential, those who are not conversant with email marketing system, let's say I want to announce this session to my contacts whom I have met. I'm not talking about bulk email, collecting emails from people whom I don't know. So I have a mailing list of more than 1,000 people. So I have sent a mail through MailChimp to my audience. The benefit of using email marketing system is where I can not only track my email, but my audience can anytime also unsubscribe from my mailing list. How I can track my email is that I can find out that how many people actually opened my email, who exactly opened my email, who clicked on which link from my email, how many times the user has opened my email, and so on. TweetDeck is especially useful if you are using Twitter, Google My Business. If you haven't registered your business on Google My Business, this is the time to do it as quickly as possible. Hootsuite is very useful if you are using multiple social media accounts. WordPress, many of you are already aware, but those who are not aware, it's a content management system for developing a website. So the way you are using PowerPoint for creating a PowerPoint presentation, you are not conversant with the software code of PowerPoint, but you can use the PowerPoint, put in the text, create a presentation. WordPress is as simple as that. Put your text, images, audio, video, whatever multimedia you want, and you can create your own website. Google Analytics I have already shared. AutoDraw is a very good tool for getting simple graphics done. This is again a Google tool. It's an artificially intelligent tool. So you can always check AutoDraw. AI Writer is also one of my favorite tool. It is again an artificial intelligence tool. You can go to AI Writer and then you can submit a topic of your interest on which you want to write an article or a blog. Within 15-20 minutes time, depending on the complexity of your topic, the AI writer will from the secondary sources write the article or blog for, and you can download it from the site. I can email it to you also. Co-schedule headline analyzer is again one of my favorite tool. Whenever we are posting something online or sharing it as an email or a blog, or let's also take examples of popular book titles, How to Win Friends and Influence People, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. These are catchy titles. But if you want to understand and analyze these titles, you can go to co-schedule headline analyzer for your upcoming blog presentation. You can analyze the title and add some emotion to it, add some character length to it, add some word length to it, which is appropriate. Lumify is sorry, the Zapier is again a very good tool that I like. For those of you who are on LinkedIn, if you want to analyze your LinkedIn photograph, profile photo, you can go to Zapier and it will analyze your LinkedIn photograph. It will give a detailed analysis of your face, your knot, eyes, this, that, and you can try out multiple photos of yours, uploading and checking the score on Zapier and find out the one that is best suitable. Again, it is driven by artificial intelligence. Another good tool is Lumen 5, which can automatically create videos from your blogs. It is a very good tool. Another tool that I want to share is Bytable. You can go to Bytable and create videos very easily. It is like creating a presentation, put in your text, images, any other graphics, audio, your narration, and it will create good videos for you. Appify is again one of my favorite tool for creating mobile app. So even if you don't know any software coding, you can very easily create a mobile app on Appify. And there are 100 other different tools available. Just couple of examples I will share. Yeah. So one of the example that I want to share with all of you is today I read a news item that Tadoba National Park is giving a digital tour of national park every day at 3 p.m. And I found this as a good example of digital marketing also. Although I read this as a news item in a newspaper, hard copy, but now it has opened up a new avenue in terms of digital economy for this national park. So there are many such examples you will find which are very important, which are very relevant to you. What I'm going to do now is before closing, just couple of announcements from my side. I'll close at 11:40. I'm going to share a link to download the presentation that I have used just now. So here is the link for you. Presentation that I have used. And one announcement that I would like to, or one question that I have to all of you is, if we plan a full day workshop, again digitally, on this same topic, how many of you will be interested in joining us? So let us know in that in chat window, or communicate with Roshni and the team. And I would like to thank everybody, especially to Maratha Chamber of Commerce, uh, for hosting this session. To all the participants, thank you very much for investing your time in this session. And now I'm going to do my best to find out your questions from this long stream of chat and try to answer those as much as possible.
Sachin, we can start with this one from Sagar, who is asking whether online reputation management is a part of digital marketing offering.
Absolutely. So online reputation management is where, let's say you have a situation where one of your customers have purposefully given some negative remark, and that was not your fault. And this remark is given digitally, which is available to everybody. So you don't want to cover up that remark, but you want to, promote or share what all good things that you have done till date, and also your response to that particular remark. This is what online reputation management is all about. It is all part and parcel of digital marketing. Is yeah,
Another
Gaurav
question
can help me
by
with the
Mr.
question.
Kolatkar is, what changes do you foresee in the digital marketing of a product in common prior to COVID-19 and post COVID-19 scenario?
I did not get the question.
He's probably asking what is the difference in digital marketing before the COVID situation and after the COVID situation.
Now we don't have an option, but we are forced to do digital marketing. Many of us who are not part of the platforms before. So let's say if you are just starting, you have nothing, no agency, you are doing it on your own. Your product is something that is manufactured. Let's say if you are facing this situation. So if you have a, let's say how your product is made. So if you have a video of that or a series of photographs of how your product is made, you can share that through WhatsApp with your prospective customers. Your upload, if you have a video, upload it to YouTube and share the link. So you have so many different options available. Any other question that MCCI team can?
There was one question which was asking about digital marketing for service industry. Is there any difference between manufacturing and service industry as far as digital marketing is concerned?
Actually, if you are in service industry, you are really lucky in this lockdown situation that we can keep doing some things or the other, not only in terms of doing only digital marketing, but actually providing the service also. So it is very much useful to use digital marketing in service industry also. Depending upon the kind of bandwidth that you are working, you can actually provide the service digitally. Just look at the example of coaching classes, whether it's for education, whether it is for tabla, or whether it is for dance or sports also. All this you can do digitally.
There is a question from Mr. Gaurav Vora. He is asking, how do you see the job market for digital marketing in the post-COVID-19 lockdown?
Going up. So the problem, I'll tell you, the problem in digital marketing is that if you just get, the one who is working in digital marketing, either agency or a function, if they get just 6 months of experience also, they can get very good job. So they can get on job hopping situation immediately. That is the problem for clients and digital marketing agencies to retain employees. So the job market for digital marketing is only going to go up for sure.
Next question.
There is one question from me.
Mr. Samir Bua is, how to measure exact effectiveness of digital marketing campaign and over what period?
That is really good question, and it is very challenging to answer that. But in nutshell, digital marketing, again I am saying digital marketing and not digital sales. So digital marketing will take minimum 6 months to 1 year's time of your investment. I'm not talking only about the monetary investment, but of your time also. And another aspect of it is typically a digital marketing agency will pitch you for digital marketing services on a per month basis. I want you to, the client side participants also and digital marketing agency side service providers also to explore fixed project basis kind of engagement for digital marketing. Do it step by step. If you are doing it for the first time, do pilot work first, test it and move on. It is really very difficult to get results immediately, but in longer period, you can definitely measure the results. So I don't have a single line answer to your question as such.
Okay, there's an interesting question which says, since all the digital tools are chargeable, how do you pass it down to the customer, the cost? So would it be like a normal channel where you have probably sales marketing people and you incorporate that cost in the product pricing or something like that? Or?
Yeah. So especially for digital marketing, you will find that initially, although you can use the tools for free, there is a time that you are investing. So time is one cost that you have to take care of. Second aspect is if you are doing it in-house, then, and let's say you are training your sales and marketing team on that, then component of their time is also invested in digital efforts. That also you have to take care of. And when you are subscribing to some tools, then you are putting that, let's say, in a bunch of digital marketing efforts. But in nutshell, you have to add that as part and parcel of your marketing efforts. So this should go into your marketing budget.
Uh, Next question from Mr. Prasak Khare is there, that what would you recommend to small scale company in terms of change in digital marketing?
Okay, so I'll just give you one example that in terms of scale, that at what level we can use digital marketing. So I was visiting a cloth sale along with my wife. She wanted to buy some clothes, and typically there are many popular sales. So those from Pune, say for example, Sonal Hall sales on Karve Road are very popular. So I'd been there for one sale, and one particular block printed material my wife wanted to buy, and her question was very simple, that the are will the color of this cloth will remain intact after washing. And he said yes and all that, but my wife was not convinced. So what he did, he took out his mobile phone, showed a video of how exactly that block printing is done on a cloth, and what processing that they do on a cloth, so that there is no problem of color fading. My wife got answer to her question. That fellow was the one who was selling was not conversant with website SEO and all and social media, but he was knowing that how to use the tool that is available with him and how to communicate powerfully. And the end result was my wife bought that cloth. That means the customer was convinced. So even if you are working alone, digital marketing is useful. And even if you are working in a company with few lakhs of employees, digital marketing is useful.
Okay, Mr. Joshi is asking a follow-up question to his earlier question. He says that his target market are all outside. He's a exporter probably. So he's asking, how can we market on Facebook, Twitter, etc., as company officials will not entertain us on such platforms? So what tools he should use?
So if especially you are dealing in business to business, LinkedIn is must. Again, subject to the people who are working in your client organizations are also digitally savvy and are available on LinkedIn. If not, you can still approach them on Facebook, or at least connect with them on Facebook or Twitter or whatever tools, social media platforms that they are using. So check with a couple of your client contacts, they are available on which platforms. Especially you have a younger audience as part of your client team, then Instagram will be very good tool or a platform to interact.
Mr. Pradeep Jaiswal has asked a question, that what do you suggest to reap good outcome? Hiring an agency is the best option, or should we invest our own time?
So the answer you will have to find out on your own, but I will tell you pros and cons. If you hire an agency, from your team's point of view, they don't have to invest much of your time in executing digital marketing work, but they will have to do a lot of coordination, evaluation, budgeting, and all those things. If you take the entire thing in-house, digital marketing efforts, then you will need to hire somebody with the expertise, or train your existing staff on digital marketing skill set. The third option that you have is to do it in the combination. So for example, uh, I am a sole proprietor. I work individually within my firm, but still I have outsourced my digital marketing services to a digital marketing agency, because in initial days I had learned WordPress, developed my website, managed it entirely on my own. now giving the work to the agency, because if agency tells me that, Sachin, this thing, I cannot do it. So I tell them that you can do it, I'll do it for you. So they know that your customer is also aware of what can be done or what cannot be done. So it all depends on whether to go for option 1, option 2, option 3. Also, this is also driven by your budget.
To go before taking next question, people have requested to put your contact details again, either in chat or on screen, so that they can contact you.
Yes. So
would you be interested in joining the marketing group for some time if people have some offline questions for you?
Definitely, I'll join the group, no problem.
Okay.
Parallelly, I'm also quickly sharing the contact
Yeah,
details
you can
chat.
put in your contact details. Yeah.
And plus, we can
also
share the pool once more time.
Sorry?
We can share the pool again, the feedback. If it's done, then it's okay.
Sachin sir,
Yeah.
what is the budget we should give for to allocate to some other agencies, like monthly budget, if we want to get some agencies to do the work?
My observation is that if you are looking at search engine optimizations and that kind of a service, the minimum that agencies charge these days is 25 to 30,000 per month.
Okay.
And then they'll tell you that you will take 6 months time to get the results.
Okay.
So that is what the minimum that I am aware. But I have also given all of you an option where you can also do it on a project basis. So tell an agency that I want to do the search engine optimization. You tell me the keywords. We will decide the time. I will give you this budget. Also, another option to save the efforts of coordinating with the agencies is decide your budget and then approach the agency with the budget instead of wasting their and your time in asking for a proposal and negotiations and this, that.
Okay. Thank you.
There's an interesting note from Belinda, who represents a B2B company. She is saying that traffic to their website post lockdown has increased through FB and Insta as compared to LinkedIn.
Okay.
So she's asking any observations on this, why this is happening?
If traffic to Insta is increased, that means maybe your audience is more younger generation. And if that's not, then we'll need to dig more into it. So she can probably write a mail to me or send me a message, and then I can dig into it further.
Okay, there was another question which went up on the list actually. It was asking whether post lockdown the traditional marketing channels and digital channel, how will they go hand in hand?
They always have to go hand in hand. If they don't go, you are in trouble.
Okay.
Okay, there is one question from Ms. Pooja.
Okay.
What new digital marketing strategies we can apply after this lockdown?
That is a good question. I have written an entire book on this question that is called as Designing Effective Digital Marketing Strategy. Very difficult to answer in one line. But what I will suggest her is that the strategy that you have to design for yourself. What are the strategic options or tactics are available? So these are typically websites, social media, email, advertising, and mobile app, and so on. So you will have to decide, what is suitable to your organization. And then based on suitable, you have to do trial and error. There are no set rules in digital marketing. So if something is working for one company, doesn't guarantee that it will work for some other company also. Any other question?
I guess Roshni, you can take over if there are no other
Sir,
questions.
please take over to wind up the session.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Prashant, sir, you can take over to wind up the session, please.
Okay. Oh, no issues. So I'll just start my video. Thanks, Sachin, for trying to compress everything into this short 1 hour session. I know it is difficult, so it's good whether we'll do a full day session. Quite a positive response on that too. So we'll definitely consider that.
Yeah.
I'll add you to the group sometime in the day, and you can probably continue to connect with the members offline on the
Yeah.
group because it's not possible in this short period of 1 hour. So thanks once again for agreeing to this session, and especially thanks to all the participants for joining us today, and of course to Roshni and the NCCI team, Amol and Madhur, for handling this session so well. Thanks a lot. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah,
Amol,
I also
request
want
you
to
to
thank.
keep the chat window open for a small time so that people can save the chat. There are 3 small dots if you see at the bottom of the chat window. If you click on that, you can save the chat for your further reference.
Surely, sir.
Amol, are we doing the
Yeah.
photo? Are we doing the photograph?
Yeah. Requesting all of you to start your videos so that we can have a photo with the speaker.
Only video, I guess, no audio.
Yeah, video only.
Roshni, you're not visible.
Roshni.
One moment, sir.
Avinash, Jadhav, Nilesh Bajaj.
Yeah, Amit Singh, Amit Kumar. Everybody, please start. Madhura, once you are done, just let us know.
Madhura, please join us.
Yeah, I'm just here. I'm just clicking the picture. Hold on. Smile, everyone.
Hi.
Oh, great. I'm so glad we're having many happy faces on the screen today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
So remain on
And
the chat for some
please
time.
visit MCCI site for a few other sessions which are organized on continuous basis. So please visit us and register for other events also. Thank you.
Okay, so we also have a YouTube channel on which we regularly upload various clips of sessions which we are having. So just go to YouTube and search for MCCI Pune. You'll probably find the channel. You can subscribe to the channel as well. Some of the recordings are also present on the YouTube channel.
Great.
I have shared the presentation download link. So those who are interested in downloading the presentation that I used, you can do that.
I can share with them.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Roshni.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sachin.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Bye. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.